today. I'm reaching you from VEMA, Victor Enidio Mentorship Academy. Shaping the world through the game changes. And God's grace today, we are having live lecture on one of the courses that says creative ways of writing. Creative writing. The topic is creative ways of effective writing, and the course title is creative writing. The topic is creative ways of effective writing. First and foremost, what is writing? What is writing? Writing can be defined as the visibility of human thought on a piece of paper. I repeat, writing can be defined as the visibility of human thought on a piece of paper. What does that mean is that you cannot see human brain. You cannot see human brain, or you cannot see wisdom. Wisdom is situated in human brain. So when you pick a piece of paper, the piece of paper is blank. You cannot see the brain. When the person begins to write, then you now see the person's brain now reflect on that piece of paper. That is why writing is a visibility of human thought. It is what you are thinking that is reflected on that piece of paper. So somebody cannot see your thought. Your thoughts are invisible. So I take you and begin to write. That is your thought. For instance, the structure you see today, the architectural structure you see, is as a result of somebody's brain, somebody's thought. So by the time the architect has designed the house plan and the house has been built to a particular level, that is a visibility of his brain. So you pick up a piece of paper now and you begin to write. You are only writing what is in your brain, which are your thoughts. Am I communicating? So writing is a visibility of human thoughts on a piece of paper. And you know what? Writing is very, very demanding because it involves time, it involves efforts. Am I communicating? And that takes us to effective or creative ways of effective writing. Creative ways of effective writing. There are various ways of effective writing. Starting from number one, theme or title. One of the ways of effective writing is theme or title. Whenever you're writing, must have a theme. If you don't call it theme, you call it pre-occupation. You must have a title. So before you pick up a pen as a young writer and begin to write, you must have a predefined theme of what you are writing. So you don't just wake up and begin to write. So you might have already conceived the theme or the title of what you are to write on. Because whatever what you are writing, all your facts, all your ideas, is center of that theme on that topic. So the first creative is theme of title. You wake up, you want to write about. You want to write fictional books, novel, journals, magazine, articles have been titled. For instance, you want to write on indiscipline among youth, or indiscipline among Nigerian youth. Now, number two is consistency. Consistency. What that means? That means that writing involves consistency. There's this saying that says, practice makes perfection. So when you, as a writer, for you to become perfect, you must write consistently. You must write consistently. You must write with passion, with ease. So consistency is very, very important. No matter what you're doing, all of a sudden that become part of you become a cause in the toilet, you are in bathroom, you are writing, you are in transit, you have to look your pen, you are writing. You are right. Let's listen. Coherence means one of the ways of effective writing. When you are writing, your point, your fast must be coherent, must be well organized, must be coherent. So there should not be distortion of facts. There should not be distortion of information. So rather, there should be logical presentation of information. Logical presentation of what? Information. A lot of people all over the world, some persons can speak, but not all persons can write. Because writing is very demanding, and writing is not all common affair. Am I communicating? Vocabulary development. Vocabulary development is one of the creative means of effective writing. Writers are people that play with words, right? And that is for diction in writing. Diction simply means choice of words. How you use your words, very important as a writer. Like a carpenter uses play as his instrument, but as a writer, your main weapon is your words and your pen, right? And that's why the pen is mightier than the sword. So you should be able to be conscious of your tense. You should be able to know your words, your expressions. You don't write to impress people. You write to express. You write to communicate. So your writing must be well articulated. Your writing must be well conveyed. Your work to the heterogeneous audience. You are writing to people all over the world. Some of them are more educated than you. Some are PhD owners. Some are HND, NC, or AD owners. Some are professors. So you must be conscious of your expressions. You must be conscious of your tenses in order for you to have a perfect piece of writing. Am I communicating? So you must be playing with words, and for you to be consistent with vocabularies, you must be omnivorous and voracious reader. You must read extensively, you must read intensively for you to be conversant or get yourself acquainted with words, because writers make use of words effectively. Somebody who lacks words, someone who lacks words cannot necessarily or excellently write effectively. And that is why you see some personalities on television, you see some personalities on radio, when they are communicating, they are observing what is called speech mannerism. As in, you know, it's very, very bad, it's very, very unfair. And that is a symbol of what speech mannerism. When they have words, enough vocabularies at your fingertips or at their fingertips, they should be able to communicate effectively and eloquently without stuttering upon words. Am I communicating? Number 5 is paragraph development or paragraph alignment. Another word for paragraph development is paragraph alignment. When you are writing, your paragraphs must be aligned together. So what is in paragraph 1 should not be repeated in paragraph 2. The facts that have been established in paragraph 3 should not be repeated in paragraph 4. So your paragraph must be aligned. Not when your first paragraph is in Jericho, your second paragraph is in Italy, while the third paragraph is in Dubai. No, it must be in alignment, in accurate and proper indentation. At least 1.5 spacing. Am I communicating? So your paragraph should be aligned as a young writer or as a good writer. 6. Transition markers or bridges. Transition markers or bridges. What are transition markers or bridges? Transition markers are ingredients, are necessary condiments that a writer employs in order to project his write-up, in order to polish his write-up effectively, based on the understanding of his own way. Am I communicating? So, traditional markers are otherwise known as intensifiers. So many persons call it connectivities. And what is traditional markers? Traditional markers such as, however, nevertheless, similarly, moreover, on the other hand, in other words, consequently, more so, lastly, ultimately, indeed, therefore. So these are traditional markers. And all these markers are adverbs. Some of them have different meanings. So what if your first paragraph is first and foremost, you have defined a concept. For instance, write an article on indiscipline amongst Nigerian youth. So that is a right? So what you do, you pick up the first paragraph, you begin to define the concept. What is indiscipline? Who are the youths? So your first paragraph is the establishment of what? Indiscipline. So that is first and foremost. So that means what you are saying in the second paragraph, if it's related to the first paragraph, the right traditional markers to use is similarly. Am I communicating? Similarly. So in the third paragraph, if what you are writing or about writing in the third paragraph is different from the second paragraph, you can use however. So like that, like that, like that, nevertheless, consequently, moreover, as a result, until you get to the last paragraph. And what are the traditional markers that can be used at the end of a piece of writing? They are what? In conclusion, in summary, ultimately, lastly, or finally. You cannot use finally or ultimately at the same time. You must choose one of them. Right? In order to avoid tautology or repetition of facts. Am I communicating? So if you are not concluding your write-up, there is no point of using a conclusion. There is no point of using ultimately. There is no point of using lastly. Am I communicating? It is only when you are concluding that you know that you have exhausted your facts and you are about to summarize that you are advised to use those traditional markers. Finally, ultimately, or in conclusion. Am I getting? That takes us to organization. What is organization? Organization simply means the proper and adequate arrangement of facts. Proper and adequate arrangement of facts in a piece of writing. Proper and adequate arrangement of facts in a piece of writing. You can see the way we are seated right now in this class. Am I communicating? You can see that we are well seated, well arranged, right? So when you are writing, it is pertinent, it's very advisable for you to arrange your facts adequately and accurately in order for you to convey your meanings to your to the heterogeneous audience. Because when your facts are not well arranged or organized, there will be distortion of information. So there should be logical presentation of facts in an orderly manner and organized manner. That means your information, because as a writer, you are informing the general public, you are informing the heterogeneous audience, you are educating them on what they don't know but you know. So you should be able to convey your messages in a very simple and accurate basis for proper comprehension. Am I communicating? Okay, that takes to the creative way of effective writing. Expression. Expression. Your expression is very, very important when writing. And that is why writers are added or voracious readers. To write, you must be a voracious reader. But it is from people's knowledge, the facts you have gathered, the information that you have, that you will convert it into your writing in order to forward information. By making reference to those or acknowledging those that you have read their books. I acknowledge those scholars. Are we together now? So your expression is very important. You must be English language is very dynamic. It's a very dynamic subject. It's a very dynamic knowledge. It changes, right? So if you are not conversant with the latest expression, you may be speaking antiquated or anachronistic English. English that is outdated, obsolete. So when you are a voracious reader, you will be able to the latest trend of the expression. For instance, when somebody says, more grease to your elbow, that is the correct expression. And then you say, what? More power to your elbow. When somebody says, please, conductor, drop me here. You don't drop someone there. You are like an individual from a vehicle. Am I communicating? You don't say the birds of the same feather that flock together. That's a very wrong idiomatic expression. Rather, you say what? The birds of the feather that flock together. Am I communicating? So your expression, in fact, expression has the highest mark. Your expression while writing is very important because there are critics all over the world whose job is to criticize your work. And some critics that are righteous readers, They are well knowledgeable. They want to make sure that they condemn your work. So you must be conscious and very meticulous when it comes to what expression as far as writing is concerned. Is that understood, everybody? Am I communicating everybody? Am I communicating everybody? Yes. Now, can you clap yourself? Clap yourself. Good. That takes us to number 9. One of the basic writing. Which is what? Content. Which is what? Content. What I mean? Every book has what? A content. Every book does what? Every book has a content. The content means you do remember, number 1 was theme and title. Right? You don't write outside your theme. You are writing about security. Right? You are not to begin to bring words that are related to what? To health. So if you are now bringing words or grammatical expression that are related to health, to security, that means you have digressed. That means your content is in trouble. Your content, your message will not be well conveyed. Am I communicating? Am I communicating? So now your content means that you must write, your writing must center around your topic. Your writing must center around your title. Your writing must center around your theme. Theme is a subject matter. Theme is a brief operation of what you are writing about. What are you writing about? Is it rape? Is it criminality in society? Is it bombardment? Is it insurgency? Is it insecurity? Is it crime? Is it escalation of crime? Is it sexual harassment? Is it innocent? Whatever what you are writing about, all these things are titles, all these things are themes. So whatever what you are writing must center around a particular title. That is why what you need to do as a writer, you must have a theme. You must have a type of what I on. Without that, you'll be a confused person. Remember, a man on a mission without a vision will end up in what? You are on a mission and you must have a vision. So if you don't have that vision, you write to understand of audience, you become a confused person. Then, mechanical accuracy. Mechanical what? Accuracy. I'm expecting you to ask questions. Mechanical what? Accuracy. What does that mean? From the word accurate, we have accuracy. Accuracy is a noun form of accurate. Accurate is an adjective. What is employed in narrative is a past tense. You can narrate a story of how you visited Abuja in Nigeria. So you give me a story on your space, your encounter with places, the national places, the national conference, one hotel, the funeral, and so on. Good governance. Data of corruption or what? Good governance. So as an expository basis, define your concept. Good governance, right? Corruption. And yes, data is what can data may be what risk, may be hazard. So the accuracy, because of your expression of your observation, what economy is how the thinking that economy is different from what economy has to do. That you only have economics. Right? No economy, English, what does that mean? Economics ability to minimize your words by writing. Ability to do what? To minimize your words. Why what? Why writing? That is economy. The ability to minimize your words while writing. Am I communicating? The same way you economize money, you economize some resources. The same way you economize words while writing. So in order for you to avoid ambiguity, so that your words are not too big, so that your writing is not too ambiguous. Right? So you must minimize your words. Am I communicating? For instance, you want to tell somebody this. Be very, very careful. You need to think deep. before you leave. This is going to look in long grammar, long tenses. Please you need to think very deep before you take a particular action. You can simply say, Sheyi, what do you need to do? Look before you leave. So look before you leave the same thing as what? Before you take an action. But look before you leave is shorter than think before you take an action. Am I communicating? So in other words, I have minimized or economized my words. That's economic. Right? So you must avoid ambiguity. You must avoid verbosity in your writing. To avoid that, you must be conscious of your economy as one of the creative ways of effective writing. Is that understood? Is that understood? Are we together now? Yes. Good. Punctuation marks. Punctuation marks. Punctuation marks. I don't know how many of you have eaten soup without pepper, without onions, without garlic, without fish, without fish, and without salt. Nobody. Right? So the same way, those ingredients, those condiments are very, very important in a soup. The same way punctuation marks are very important in a piece of writing. So you cannot do without punctuation marks, even in a poem. In a poem, you do want you punctuate your poems. For instance, if I am to recite one of my poems now on wisdom. Now, for instance, wisdom, oh wisdom, with a fear of instruction, gain of wisdom like understanding, a profitable tool to direct and to control. What as precious as wisdom? Oh wisdom, a natural gift from God. I communicate it. So your wisdom is very, very what? Important. Are we together now? Are we together now? So you need to do what? You need to punctuate your what? You need to punctuate your writing. So punctuation marks are very, very important. So the importance of punctuation marks cannot be what? Cannot be overemphasized. And there are two types of punctuation marks. One, terminal punctuation marks. Two, medial punctuation marks. Are we together? Terminal punctuation marks and what? Medial punctuation marks. Is that okay? So now I will give you as an assignment today to go home and mention some examples of terminal marks and examples of medial marks. What are those marks that we can find at the end of sentences? What are the marks that we can find at the middle of sentences? That will serve as an assignment today. In our next class, we will be looking at techniques of paragraph development. So we look forward to seeing you again in our next class. Thank you for your time, please. For those of you all over the world, please, thank you for your time, for your patience. Please endeavor to drop your comments, your questions on our comment handle, on our Facebook. We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on YouTube. Feel free to drop your questions for immediate response. And to do that, the Almighty God will bless you. Thank you for today. We have brought this to the close and we have drawn a contest lesson. Thank you. On Facebook, you are on all the social media platforms. We look forward to you. Drop your comment on our social media handles for immediate response. Thank you, and I remain your host by God's grace, Mr. Victor. See you. Have a nice day. And